Yes, sir. Let's get it, baby. Monday Night Football, man. How can you not love it? How can you not love some Monday Night Football? Broncos getting ready for a big one, man. A big one that they absolutely, positively cannot drop tonight, man. We cannot drop this game. This is the big one, brother. But I'm excited, man. I'm gonna take you guys up to a few minutes, maybe 15 minutes before kickoff or so. We'll see. We'll see how long we end up going. Maybe we gotta set some things up on my end, man. But let me know in the comments, guys, how we feeling tonight. Hopefully, you guys having a good evening. We got the Jets and the Dolphins game going on right now, so it's cool. But man, is this a big game or what for the team? And we're gonna talk about what the Broncos got to do to make sure they take care of business today. After all of the tough losses in the back-to-back weeks of losing on a last-second kick, all the mistakes, all the self-inflicted wounds, you cannot allow for that to happen tonight. I don't care if there's a backup quarterback. I don't care if it was Joe Burrow. It doesn't matter. It's the NFL, man. And to be honest with you, Jake Browning is not somebody to kind of sneeze at, right? I think he's a pretty good player. I look for the game to be something like this. I think the Bengals are going to start this game passing, trying to, set up the run game via the pass, quick passes, get the ball out of the hands of Jake Browning quick, get him really comfortable, get him in rhythm. Obviously, that's the best way to attack our defense, because if you don't let that pass rush get to it, there will be some vulnerabilities and some openings. And we got to be able to really make sure that we weather that. We put them in some second and long, third and long situations and eliminate their run game completely, but don't allow for them to go with those quick passes either, because that's something that they're going to do. I look for them to try to test Sternad and Alex Singleton early. That's what I would do if I was going after this team. And so they got to answer this bell, man. They got to answer the bell. And I'm curious what you guys' biggest keys to the game are. We're going to go through my biggest keys. We'll talk about some bold predictions, and then I'll ultimately give you guys a full prediction for this game before we get ready to see how it actually pans out. But some news that came out earlier today, actually, is that I think it was Philip Lindsay said he talked to some guys on the team and some sources. Bo Nix has been working a lot this week with his receivers on timing. And that's something that you love to hear. It's obviously been off. Things have just not been there. Missing the deep balls, some miscommunications you see throughout the game. So I'm hoping that we see the fruits of that labor really pan out today. That would be big time if we're able to get Bo Nix in a rhythm as well. Similar to how I feel like Zach Taylor is going to try to get Jake Browning in rhythm. That's what Sean Payton's got to do with Bo, man. Make it easy. Establish the run game early. That'll help with the play actions, but just get him in a good groove. I am so sick of 3 and outs, and I'm so sick of feeling like we're never in control of the game. And this is a perfect opportunity against a defense that has its vulnerabilities. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to go to eat tonight, And I think it's gonna be one of those, just a feeling that I have, but it makes sense. I think it's gonna be a massive Evan Ingram game. It's gonna be a welcome to the Broncos type of game for Evan Ingram. Obviously, he's been dealing with injuries. He hasn't been overly productive in the 2 games that he's played, missed last week. But man, he's going to have a lot of opportunities tonight. Their inside linebackers, similarly to ours, are very vulnerable in coverage. They struggle to cover guys, and so you get those matchups, and you get that rolling, man. I think Evan Ingram is going to have a huge night, big night tonight. I think he might be the leading receiver. That's kind of one of my takes for this evening. Similarly, on the offensive side, too, man, it's going to be a big night for Garrett Bowles to make sure he holds Trey Hendrickson in check tonight. Because really, Trey Hendrickson is the only guy on that defense that you feel like is capable of wrecking a game or wrecking a drive or really just, bringing a lot of momentum to that team. He's by far and away their best player. Garrett Bowles has been very good this year, so he's going to have to continue that streak. And if he can offset him, man, they don't have Shamar Stewart. It's going to force other guys to try to get pressure. And if they're not going to be able to get pressure, that's when I think Bo is going to be able to thrive, right? Because we know that Bo Nix lately, under pressure, has really been struggling. So you can offset that in a couple ways. You can look for your offensive line to be dominant. You could also look for, Bo Nix to get the ball out of his hands quickly and decisively and efficiently. And I want to see how it looks. If they come out, if the Broncos offense comes out and looks really good in their first drive or two, the scripted plays, I wouldn't be surprised. I want to see how it continues to look after that, right? Feed the ball to JK, feed the ball to RJ. This is the game where we can end the streak of a 100-yard rusher. There's a lot of different streaks that we can end offensively. But when it comes to the Broncos as a defense, as an offense entirely, I mean, we just got to do whatever it takes to be able to take advantage of this game, man. Take advantage of these matchups. So I'm excited. I'm excited, man. Yeah, let me know your comments below. If there's anything particular you want to talk about. You know, the big key matchups for me tonight, aside from the Trey Hendrickson and Garrett Bowles one that we talked about, obviously we have Evan Ingram against the inside linebackers. Everyone's talking nationally about, you know, the Jamar Chase and Pat Surtain matchup, and I get that. They're both superstars. It's going to be the thing that garners the most attention. But, man, is it a big game for Riley Moss tonight. I've been critical of Riley, I think rightfully so, because I feel like he's been sticky in coverage, but he's always a half a second late or half an inch short. And they are definitely going to test him. I think T. Higgins is going to get 12, 15 targets tonight. And how is Riley Moss going to answer the bill? He's going to give up easy catches early, and it's going to seem like a struggle for him. They're just going to keep eating, and it's going to make it a very frustrating night for the defense. But if he can show early on, don't test me, maybe he gets a pick, maybe he gets a PBU or two, right? Forces a couple incompletions. Then you're going to force him to start looking elsewhere, and then you're going to give opportunities for Pat Surtain to make a play, Hufanga, Jade Barron, Jaquan McMillan. You know what he can do when he gets tested. So it's going to be really important for Riley Moss tonight, man. I'm going to be curious to see how they end up ultimately using him. And so that's going to be a big one for me. And then, you know, Zach Allen, this is going to be the big Zach Allen game. Zach Allen last matchup last year against this team, he went nuclear. I think he had 2 or 3 sacks. He had an unbelievable game. He was wrecking it from the beginning. By far his best game of the season, which is saying something because he's an unbelievable player. Man, the Bengals are beat up across the O-line, especially the interior of the offensive line. That rumor has it that they're going to replace Dalton Reisner with a rookie. Forgot his name, maybe Fairchild, or maybe Fairchild's the other one that was a rookie last year. Nonetheless, they got 2 very inexperienced players playing on the interior of their offensive line. And Zach Allen's going to have to eat. He's going to have to eat tonight and really push the pocket and make it very difficult for Jake Browning. Listen, Jake Browning, I get it. He's a backup quarterback, and he's not necessarily this all-world player, but if you're making things easy for him, he's going to pick you apart because he's got weapons everywhere. And he's got a lot of experience, not just in the NFL, but he's got a lot of experience with this team. So just make it miserable for him, man. I want to see this team be suffocating on defense, be efficient on offense, and most importantly, just disciplined overall. I don't want to see stupid penalties. I don't want to see things that just, you know, bad turnovers, things that just absolutely crush drives. That's the thing you have to avoid against this, because those are the types of things that will always level the playing field, especially when you're a big favorite at home. So wear this team out, man. Use the altitude to your advantage. Make life difficult for them. That's what I want to see. I want to see a complete game because this is the part of the season, man. You get a nice, solid win tonight. You look very good and you bring some good momentum. You're entering the part of the season that's extremely crucial, and that's how you want to enter it. You don't want to enter it on a 3-game losing streak, playing some really, really sloppy ball. That's the worst kind of thing that we can do. And then another advantage I think we're going to have tonight, man, is going to be special teams. Luckily, you know, we got Marvin Mims. He's active tonight. I'd like to see him make us a big play because the thing about Marvin, the thing about the special teams in general is you can make the argument that it's cost us 2 losses already. You know, and so, or at least almost 2. It almost gave the game away versus the Titans. So I want to see them flip the script and make a couple of really good plays, whether it's forcing a turnover or taking a punt or a kick return to the house, any of those. Computer Blue, I want to see 200 total rushing yards. Dude, that would be such a dream of mine. Like, I've been wanting to see the Broncos run for 200 plus yards as a team for the longest time. And they have a really good chance to do it, not just because the Bengals defense, especially the rush defense, is not very good, but this is a game where Bo Nix has got to just use your legs, dude. Use your legs, extend plays, get the first down and keep shit rolling, keep things going. I don't want to see 38, 48 snaps like we had last week to 80 for the other team. So keep it rolling. Obviously protect yourself, but I'd like to see Bo get a lot of rush yards. If he contributes a lot with his legs, this can be a 200 plus rushing yards, man, for sure. Let's Bo, baby. Let's Bo victory lap. What's popping, my guy? Eli, I'm sorry, man. I know. Fuck is right, brother. Fuck is right. It's going to be tough, but it's going to be tough because of that. I just saw that fumble. I'm sure that's what you're talking about. But I think the Jets are fine, man. I think the Jets should end up pulling this game out. That was a good drive, just a boneheaded miss. Was it Allen that fumbled? Braylon Allen? I don't know why they don't just, bench him and feed the other dude a little bit more. I'm blanking on his name, but he's a stud. Anyways, is 7.5 a good number? I'm guessing you're saying that the spread. I think they nailed it. I mean, it was 7.5. A lot of the money's still on Denver, but they haven't really moved it. I think that they feel pretty confident it's going to be like a touchdown game. It's kind of where I got it, maybe on like a backdoor kind of cover. Because you have to think, I mean, yes, the Bengals have been struggling. They just got blown out last week. But because they got blown out, they're going to come out motivated. And the Broncos, it's not like they've earned any kind of, they haven't earned anything to say, oh, we should smash this team or we should go out there and kill them. So I think 7.5 is a good number, man. I do have the Broncos with a 7-point win, like a backdoor cover, but I think it's going to be in the 7 to 10 point range, even though I hope it's a lot more than that. So we will see. Good luck with Sean calling plays. Yeah, you ain't lying. It's really weird, man. It's almost like he's been calling plays this year to try, to prove his point about what he said about Bo Nix. And all that's done is do Bo Nix a disservice. Because you look at Sean Payton and the history that he's been with the Saints, he's had a lot of games where they've had 200 plus yards rushing, right? Or at least, the receivers catching 100 yards out of the backfield, but a lot of those like extended run plays. So he's got a lot of that. He's got a lot. So I'm sick of seeing Sean try to make Bo look like a hero. I get it. Like, that's cool. That shit will come when it's going to come. I just care about winning games, and I care about Bo developing the right way and not killing his confidence. He seems like a very confident man. I don't think his confidence has been hindered, but there comes a point where eventually the doubts start to creep in. So just keep him rolling, man. And you can worry about unleashing him when you want to unleash him at the important parts of the season. So we will see. Let Dobbins eat. Yes, I want to see RJ too, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yes, JK's looked really good. I want to see RJ because you have to see RJ. You have to. You have to get him snaps. You got to see what he can do. I don't really like the idea of them trying to utilize him or like force him into being a receiving back if he's not that yet. Get him the ball, let him run, man. Let him run. And you got to save some tread on J.K. Dobbins' tires, but you also have to make sure that if there's ever an injury with J.K., that RJ's ready. And the best way he's going to be ready is if he actually gets snaps. So listen, man, if I see at the end of this game, unless things go really awry and we're just playing from behind the whole time, if I see Bo Nix had significantly more passing attempts and we had rushing attempts as a team, I'm going to pull my hair out. Even if we win, it's going to be something that really bothers me. There's got to come a time, man, where you just say, you know what? This is the game plan. We're better than you guys are. Our O-line is much better than this defensive line is. And we are just going to impose our will, and we are going to keep running. And even if when we're running the football, you're not going to be able to stop us. That's the kind of shit that I want to see. I haven't seen it in Broncos country in God knows how long. So that's what I want to see tonight. That's what should happen tonight. Because, again, because of the matchups. You look at these teams comparably, the only positional group you can say they definitely have us beat on is wide receiver. Everything else, safety, the whole secondary, we got them beat. Linebackers, we probably got them beat at linebackers. I'm not even going to lie to you guys, which is crazy. Defensive line, ours is way better. Offensive line, way better. Running backs, better. Quarterback, better. Head coach, better. Play callers, better. There's no reason you drop a game like this, man. There's no reason. And if you do, oh, man, it's going to be an ugly season, in my opinion. And it's going to be just brutal. But we are going live tonight, guys. We were supposed to do Horsepower Hour tomorrow night. We actually decided we're going to do Horsepower Hour post-game tonight after the game. So probably around 9:30-ish, 10 o'clock maybe. So stay tuned for that. Is Ingram playing? Yeah, Evan Ingram's playing. Thanks for the questions again. You know what's funny, man? I haven't officially seen the inactives list, but I did hear. So this was a surprise. I did hear that Jordan Jackson is inactive, and Savion Jones, the rookie, is active tonight, man. So that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Otherwise, let's see the inactives list. Man, those all blue jerseys look so much better than the orange, bro. They look so much better. Otherwise, it's the same guys. Frank Crum. Oh, Lucas Kroll, inactive tonight. Sending a little bit of a message. Interesting. So Nate Atkins is good to go. Evan Ingram's back. Yeah, we're going to rock out. So those are the two big changes. Sam Ehlinger, Jaleel McLaughlin, Q Robinson, Frank Crum. No surprises there. Lucas Kroll is an inactive, which is a change. And Jordan Jackson is an inactive. Like I said, some Savion Jones action there too, so I like that. We'll see what that means. And, we'll go from there. No excuses. It is a must-win. It absolutely is, man. It feels like it. It sucks that it feels like it this early in the season, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this team responds. This is one of those games where you've come off two gut-wrenching losses. You're at home, playing an opponent that you should beat. How do you respond? Are you going to be tight? Are you going to be pressing a little bit? Or are you just going to be loose and focused and ready to go? So that's what I want to see. And I'm hoping that we can get a victory, man. That would be amazing. That would be amazing, no doubt. Yeah, so a couple bold predictions. I guess we'll get into that. I think one of these running backs, probably J.K. Dobbins, I do think that they break the 100-yard, mark today and break that streak that we've had for, I don't even know how long it's been since we've gotten that. I think the last time that happened, I think Vic Fangio is our coach. It was against the Arizona Cardinals, I believe. But yeah, I think we're going to get a 100-yard rusher tonight. I do. I think Evan Ingram is going to lead this team in probably in catches and in yards. That's going to be what I'm going to say. And another thing, man, is I got 3 sacks tonight for Nick Bonito. This is the season, man. This is the game. Nick Bonito's been eating all year. I think on primetime, you look at his record in primetime, he shows up in primetime games, man, especially. So I think Nick Bonito's going to be a terror out there tonight. I'm excited about that, man. I am. So those are kind of my bold predictions. I think the Broncos are going to end up ultimately winning this game. I got them winning by a score of 23-16. Like I said, I think some sort of a backdoor cover, something in that range. 23-16 sounds pretty good. Maybe the 27-19, 24-19, in that ballpark. Again, I think that we might come off to a slow start. I think you're going to have a very energized Bengals team, that just got embarrassed, kind of backs against the wall. You're going to have to weather that storm a little bit. And then I think hopefully we can settle into the game and we'll be able to run away with it. I also want to see this team put a team away. Whenever they're in a position to put the Bengals away, go up by 2 scores. They got to be able to do that. They got to be able to do it. So, I didn't see it. I did see that they're on 11-play, 91-yard drive, though, but I didn't see the crazy play calls. But this is 2 desperate teams, man, playing each other. So it's those usually mean it's a really fun game when you got the Dolphins and the Jets. Both teams 0-3. You can make the argument that they're better than actually 0-3. I mean, they're decent teams. I want to say that they're terrible. They got obviously a lot of talent, but their teams kind of going in different directions. Miami already had their highs. They're kind of coming down. I think the Jets are really going to start taking off. But even if they score here, the Dolphins, man, I feel like the Jets are going to end up coming back and winning this game. It's in Miami, right? I think. So we'll be rooting for you too, Eli. What a night for you, man. To be honest with you, you got the Jets on, and then you got the Broncos on later, in case you cared about that. So that's going to be a fun night, man. That's a lot of anxiety. I don't know how I feel about that. But Anyways, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna grab some food before the game. Maybe pour myself up a little drink to relax the nerves. Might come on at a halftime, so be tuned for that. But let's get this win, baby. Let's get this win. Go Broncos. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And we'll catch y'all after the game on Horsepower Hour. Peace.